In 1964, 5, and 6, we were living under state-sponsored terrorism. It was illegal for a person of color to use a hotel or motel or park. And if whites and blacks were in the same car, you could be arrested. In that setting, which was hostile and dangerous, that was Joan Baez.
If you're committed to singing meaningful songs, you also have to be committed to, leading a life that backs that up. In Grenada, Mississippi, Dr. King had asked if I would come in just kind of to stave things off till he got there, because he couldn't get there in time, and the black kids trying to integrate a school were having rocks and bricks thrown at them.
And those of you who are integrating the schools of this community, you now join the ranks of the youthful pioneers, blazing new paths. I want you to know that even though you are in Grenada, Mississippi, you have friends.
I always cried when I heard him speak. It's so moving and so real.
So you are a part of a courageous company of freedom lovers, moving on to make America a better nation and to make the American dream a reality.
Oh, many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man. How many seas must a white dog take?
The fact that when you really are serious about wanting to be nonviolent, you don't hold up your sleeve to reserve to maybe shout fascist pig at one policeman or maybe slug somebody.
When she was doing the protests against the draft, she would go to Oakland, she would go to the terminal where they were loading the guys on, recruits on to go to training. And she would stand there and say, you don't have to do this. We have lawyers, we have advisors, we can show you how to try and not become part of this. This is a bad thing. And they would spit at her and kick her and curse her and, call her every name under the sun. And she would keep trying. And every once in a while, she'd manage to pull a guy out of the line. And then they'd arrest her, and they'd take her down and throw her in jail. And she'd spend a couple of days in jail, and then she'd get out, and she'd go home, and take a shower, and have a meal, and go right back to Oakland and stand at the door. She'd go right back and start over. That's a kind of courage you don't see often.
The Cambodians here don't have the slightest idea who Joan Baez is, where she comes from, or what her coming here means. What they do know is that Vietnamese guns are driving them out of their homeland. There's a war going on 400 yards away.
Yes, I know.
Do you think people will consider you a hypocrite, a publicity seeker?
Oh, you bet. I sell all my hottest albums on the Cambodian border, I mean, that gets to be laughable. People will say whatever they have to say to make themselves understand what old Baez is up to next. But
The real driving force and excitement in my life is when I'm involved with other people or in a project.
The core thing driving her was her personal beliefs and philosophy, and having a real deep passion for human rights.
Zároveň tu vítám priateľov Charty, Četně, Václava Havla.
I certainly feel a sense of pride in what my mom has done, the kind of message that she spread around the world.
I had just pretty much made the decision to do music and stop hopping around the map, and literally the phone rang, and it was Lionel Rosenblatt. Would I go to Sarajevo and give a concert? And of course I said yes.
Joan was brave enough to come to show the people in Sarajevo that somebody cared.
I don't feel that I'm here at this press conference as a star. If we have to put labels on me, I would prefer the first label to be human being, the second label to be pacifist, and if we have to have a third, it can be folk singer.